In a small German town, two brothers are buried in the same cemetery, at opposite ends, as far apart as the ground allows. They didn't speak for over 30 years. You know their work. One built Adidas, the other built Puma. No one knows exactly what started the feud. Some blamed World War II. Others pointed to jealousy, power, or a single misunderstanding that was never forgiven. Whatever the reason, the brothers stopped speaking. Their family split apart. Their employees chose sides. Even their hometown became divided. So how did two brothers go from building a business together to becoming lifelong enemies? Before we uncover one of the greatest family feuds in business history. If you enjoy documentaries about business, technology, and the world-changing decisions that shaped famous companies, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Mayer's Archives. New documentaries every week. Now let's go back to where it all began. Long before Adidas became one of the biggest sports brands on earth, before Puma sponsored world-famous athletes, there was a small German town called Herzogenaurach. It wasn't known for fashion or football or billion-dollar companies. It was simply another quiet town where most people knew each other by name. Among its residents were two brothers, Adolf Dassler and Rudolf Dassler. To their family, they were simply Adi and Rudi. They grew up under the same roof, but they couldn't have been more different. Adi was quiet, thoughtful, and obsessed with making better shoes. He'd spend hours in workshops experimenting with leather, rubber, and new designs that could help athletes perform better. He wasn't interested in fame or selling products. He simply wanted to build the perfect sports shoe. Rudi was the opposite. Confident, outgoing, and naturally gifted at talking to people. Where Adi preferred the workshop, Rudi preferred the marketplace. He knew how to persuade customers, build relationships, and grow a business. Individually, neither brother had everything needed to build a great company. Together, they were the perfect team. In the early 1920s, the brothers turned their talents into a business. Working from their mother's laundry room, they began making athletic shoes by hand. Money was scarce. Germany was still struggling after World War I. Materials were hard to find. Sometimes they used scraps of leather and old military equipment just to keep production going. Every pair of shoes required patience. Every improvement came through trial and error. There were no giant factories, no investors, no famous athletes. Just two brothers working long hours with one goal: to build better shoes than anyone else. The company became known as the Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory. Slowly, word began spreading. Athletes noticed the comfort, the grip, the quality. Every satisfied customer brought another. The business grew one pair of shoes at a time. Then an opportunity arrived that would change everything. In 1936, Germany hosted the Olympic Games in Berlin. Athletes from around the world gathered to compete on the biggest stage imaginable. Adi believed this was his chance to prove his shoes were the best in the world, but most athletes already had sponsorships. Convincing them to switch wasn't easy. Still, Adi refused to give up. He approached an American sprinter named Jesse Owens. Owens agreed to wear the Dassler shoes during the competition. What happened next became history. Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals, in front of Adolf Hitler, inside Nazi Germany. The victories shocked the world. Almost overnight, athletes everywhere wanted the shoes that had carried Owens to victory. For the Dassler brothers, business exploded. Orders poured in. The factory expanded. Their reputation spread across Europe. The small family business had become an international success. From the outside, everything seemed perfect. But success has a way of exposing cracks that were once easy to ignore. As the company grew, so did the disagreements. Adi wanted to focus on designing better products. Rudi wanted to expand faster and sell more. Their personalities, once their greatest strength, were slowly becoming their greatest weakness. Then the world changed. World War II erupted across Europe, and like millions of other Germans, the Dassler brothers found themselves caught in events far beyond their control. The war placed enormous pressure on families, businesses, and friendships. And somewhere during those difficult years, the relationship between Adi and Rudi began to break beyond repair. No one knows exactly what happened. There are countless stories. Some say it started with a misunderstanding during an air raid. Others believe politics divided them. Some claim it was jealousy. Others believe their wives never got along. Even historians still debate the real reason. But one thing is certain. By the time the war ended, The brothers who had once shared the same dream could barely stand to be in the same room. What happened next would change the sports industry forever. When World War II finally ended in 1945, Germany was in ruins. Cities had been destroyed, factories damaged, millions of families trying to rebuild their lives. The Dassler brothers also faced the task of rebuilding their company, but repairing the factory turned out to be far easier than repairing their relationship. Whatever had happened during the war, the trust between Adi and Rudy was gone. Every conversation became an argument. Every business decision became a battle. Employees noticed the tension. Family members were forced to take sides. The partnership that had once seemed unstoppable was falling apart. Then, in 1948, the impossible happened. The Dassler brothers' shoe factory officially split. After more than 20 years of building the business together, the brothers walked away from each other forever. The factory was divided. The workers were divided. Even the machines were divided. Each brother took part of the business and started over. Adi remained on one side of the river that ran through their hometown. Rudy settled on the other. Neither brother ever truly forgave the other. Adi named his new company by combining his nickname with the first part of his surname, Adi, Das, Adidas. Rudy originally considered Ruda. He later chose something stronger, Puma. Just like that, two of the world's biggest sports brands were born. But the rivalry didn't stay inside the factories. It spread through the entire town of Herzogenaurach. Neighbors stopped talking to neighbors. Families chose sides. Friendships ended. People checked which shoes someone was wearing before deciding whether to trust them. The town became known as the town of bent necks, because people constantly looked down at each other's shoes. If you wore Adidas, you shopped at Adidas-owned businesses. If you wore Puma, you supported Puma. Even local football clubs became symbols of the rivalry. It wasn't competition anymore. It was personal. Meanwhile, both brothers threw themselves into their new companies. Adi focused on innovation, believing the best product would always win. He spent countless hours designing lighter, faster, more comfortable shoes, and his attention to detail became legendary. Rudy took the opposite approach: aggressive marketing, building relationships, signing athletes, expanding Puma's reach as fast as possible. The brothers rarely spoke. When they did, it was through lawyers. Every new shoe released by Adidas seemed to inspire an answer from Puma. Every athlete signed by one company became a target for the other. The rivalry pushed both businesses forward, but it also consumed their lives. Neither brother ever admitted defeat. Then came another moment that would change sports forever. The 1954 FIFA World Cup. West Germany faced Hungary in the final. Hungary had been almost unbeatable, and most people expected them to win comfortably. But Adi Dassler believed he had one advantage. His newest football boots featured removable screw and studs. As heavy rain soaked the field, German players adjusted their boots for better grip. Hungary couldn't. Against all expectations, West Germany won the World Cup. The victory became known as the Miracle of Bern. And once again, the winning team was wearing Adidas. Sales exploded. The company expanded across Europe, then across the globe. Puma responded by signing some of the biggest athletes in the world. The competition between the two brands grew fiercer every year. What had started as a family disagreement had become one of the greatest rivalries in business history. Before the rivalry became a battle between two global brands, it was simply a battle between two brothers. Adi dedicated his life to building Adidas. Rudy poured everything he had into Puma. Every new shoe, every athlete they signed, every victory on the world's biggest stages became another chapter in a rivalry neither man was willing to lose. But no matter how successful their companies became, one thing never changed. The brothers never reconciled. They lived in the same small town, just a few minutes apart. Yet they never repaired the relationship that had once built an empire. When Rudolf Dassler died in 1974, there was no reunion, no final conversation, no chance to put the past behind them. For years later, Adolf Dassler also passed away. Today, the two brothers are buried in the same town, but at opposite ends of the cemetery. Even in death, they remain apart. Their companies, however, continued to grow. Adidas became one of the world's most recognizable sports brands. Puma established itself as a global name in athletic footwear and apparel. What began in a small laundry room with two brothers making shoes by hand eventually became two companies worth billions of dollars. The irony is impossible to ignore. If Adi and Rudy had remained partners, perhaps they would have built the greatest sports company the world had ever seen. Instead, their disagreement created two. The story of Adidas and Puma isn't just about business. It's about family, pride, ambition, and the choices that can shape generations. Sometimes the biggest opportunities aren't destroyed by competitors. They're destroyed by conflicts that begin much closer to home. Because history isn't always changed by new inventions. Sometimes it's changed by broken relationships. This has been Mayer's Archives. Because every world-changing story has a beginning.